Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that might be the most important thing I've ever talked about on my channel, and I'm really glad that you're here. If you've been following me for a while, you know that my mom was diagnosed in April with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. Since that time, this whole dementia world has been a huge focus of my time and energy as we have been trying to get her the help that she needs. I've been trying to learn about Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. It has been a huge education for me, and I tend to be that way anyway. I tend to be like a 4-year-old with dinosaurs. When there's a topic that affects someone that I love, I am going to dig deep. I have watched so many YouTube videos. I have read so many books. I've even read a bunch of clinical studies. And what I'm going to share with you today, and I'll put resources down in the description box if you want to dig deeper on your own, but it's basically going to be the things that were said over and over again, which anytime I research something, usually there is like a preponderance of thought that comes up in every single article, in every single video. And those are the things we're going to talk about today, things that I've changed about my own life to help prevent dementia, to take great care of my brain, and to do everything I can to keep my brain healthy as long as my body stays healthy. And I'm really glad that you're here. But before I get into the video today, I want to thank our sponsor, Ritual. Ritual vitamins have been a big part of my routine now for going on a year. I take the Essentials Women 50 Plus, and my doctor told me when I turned 50, she really wanted to see me taking a regular multivitamin. I used to buy the vitamins, whatever was on sale at the big box store. I am so much happier with Ritual. The Essential for Women 50 Plus is designed to support foundational health with key nutrients to support brain health, bone health, blood building, and antioxidant support. It's made traceable, backed by the first visible supply chain of its kind, so you know where the labeled ingredients come from and why they're there. And it's also so that you can feel much more confident in the Ritual you take every day. Head down to the description box, use that QR code, and don't forget to use code GEMLaForge25 for 25% off. So first of all, a quick update about Mom. She is happily, most days, settled in her assisted living facility. She has great care there. They have a fantastic doctor. She is settled in. My brother and sister-in-law have found her a dentist and an eye doctor, and things are just starting to feel more settled. By the time this video goes up, we should have closed on her house, so she'll have more funds available. And the education I've received in this process has been truly mind-blowing. There was so much that I didn't know, and there is still so much that I don't know about dementia, but I have learned a few key things. And the research that they've done over the years, there are a few aspects of life that they can point to and say, improve this and your brain health will be better. And again, my goal is that my brain would stay healthy as long as my body. When we first started this process, one of her dementia doctors said something I thought was so profound. She said, you know, Jen, we didn't used to have bodies that lasted to 85, 86, 90 years old. Now, because of modern medicine, we do, but our brains are not doing as well with that process. So let's start with, is dementia hereditary? And the answer is kind of complicated, yes and no. Generally speaking, dementia that is diagnosed after the age of 70 is not considered hereditary. However, if you have a family member with dementia, you are 30% more likely to develop it. Now, it's one of those interesting kind of Freakonomics things. If you've never read that book, by the way, it's fabulous. Because if you have a genetic makeup that means your family tends to live longer, then they will have a higher incidence of dementia because it is predominantly a disease of the elderly. Now, you do have a lot of cases of dementia that are for other reasons. You can have early onset dementia. I don't have that in my family. If you do, that type of dementia tends to be more hereditary, so you want to talk to your doctor about that. But by and large, the type of dementia that Mom has is due to lifestyle factors and just the aging process. However, Watching her walk through this has made me realize I don't want this. I don't want this for me. I don't want this for my loved ones. And although we can't control every outcome, we can only do what we can do. There are specific things we can do to improve our health and improve our brain health. And there are things that I can start doing right now, and I have started doing. So the first area, and this one was huge. I could not believe how many studies showed a link between these two things. Quality sleep. And I know a lot of you that watch my channel are in a season of life where you are caring for children and elderly relatives. A lot of you are still in the workforce. Sleep is challenging. If you're going through perimenopause, sleep is challenging. What this did for me though, realizing the correlation between sleep, lack of sleep, I should say, lack of good quality sleep and dementia, is that I have got to make my sleep a priority. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think this whole idea of, we can sleep when we're dead. If you are a perimenopausal woman, I don't want you to listen to that. There was one YouTube video in particular where the doctor speaking talked about amyloid plaques in our brain and how deep restorative REM sleep works as like a washing machine for our brain, and it helps keep those amyloid plaques from developing. And a lot of research is pointing to it is those amyloid plaques that causes Alzheimer's, and they can link the quality of sleep to women that have a higher incidence of Alzheimer's to, wait for it, their middle-age lives. So if you are a woman, and I think this is probably the biggest thing, no matter what your age is, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, if you are not sleeping, you need to be getting sleep. You need to be talking to your doctor and figure out a way to help improve the quality of your sleep. If you're not sleeping because maybe you're someone that suffers from anxiety, you need to be talking to your doctor. Sleep is not a luxury. Sleep is a necessity specifically for your brain health. So I have made a concerted effort. I was just at my gynecologist's office yesterday. We were talking about this. She has me on a couple of different medications. I'm not going to suggest medications for you. That is a conversation for you to have with your doctor. I will say though, if your doctor's like, yeah, that's just a thing that happens during perimenopause, you need to run because it is vitally important. And the sleep that you get now is keeping your brain healthy for later. Do not write it off. Do not blow it off. Go to your doctor, get the help you need to get the best sleep possible. I'm doing things like I'm turning off screens a lot earlier. This whole thing they call sleep hygiene, right? I'm making sure that my bedding is comfortable. I'm making sure that my room is dark enough. I'm making sure that I am eating like a few hours away from bedtime and then shutting that down because I've always struggled with indigestion waking me up in the middle of the night. So I'm doing everything I can to ensure good sleep. And I have become very almost aggressive about guarding sleep. So if you are not making sleep a priority, if you want to prevent dementia, that is the number one thing. The second thing is diet. There are several diets that they have linked to lesser incidence of dementia, including the Mediterranean diet. And there's a diet called the Mind diet that you can look up, and I'll put a link down in the description box. It's very much like the Mediterranean diet, high in olive oil, high in fish, high in nuts and berries, definitely high in fiber. I have really increased my fiber. I have really increased, even though I'm a pescatarian, so that's someone who doesn't eat any meat, but I do eat fish and I eat tons of fruits and vegetables, or at least I thought I did. I'm trying to be even better about that to make sure I get really good fruits and vegetables into my diet. For me, it's meant just trying really hard to make sure that the things I put in my body support my body and also support my brain. I think we can focus so much on weight and all of those things, and that is important, and I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But we also want to be eating foods that are high in the nutrients that our brain needs, and there is a lot of science out there. So, your mom told you to eat your fruits and veggies. It's a big deal. Eat your fruits and veggies. It's a big thing. I'm taking my multivitamin every day. I'm eating my fruits and veggies. I'm trying to maintain a healthy weight, and I'm trying to do everything I can to take care of that brain health. So the other big thing that is a huge factor in dementia is a sedentary lifestyle. If you are not currently moving your body every single day, Don't go crazy. You don't have to go become a marathoner, but you do need to be moving your body every day. I can tell you that with mom in particular, she started having some health issues. She has AFib. She did not want to move as much anymore. And we watched her get more and more and more sedentary. Being sedentary is a huge contributing factor. You want to be moving your body. And if you're already moving your body, you want to make sure you're being intentional about how you're moving your body. I walk about an hour every day, and I recently started walking with a weighted vest. It was a recommendation of my physical therapist. I'll put the one that I use down in the description box. It's okay. If you're large in the chest, it may not be the most comfortable for you. If you look on Amazon, there's tons of them. I started with 12 pounds, and then mine has like slots where I can add additional weights. They have shown huge links between using a weighted vest and overall better health outcomes in women, including less osteoporosis, less cardiovascular disease, all of those types of things. And with mom's vascular dementia, that is to do with her heart, and heart issues are very hereditary in my family. So I want to make sure that I am getting the right type of exercise. And again, you don't have to overdo it. You don't have to go to the gym 5 times a week. I mean, if you want to, that's great. But really, it's just whatever exercise you will regularly do to be consistently moving your body. I've always been good about that, but I'm trying to be even better about that and adding even more components, flexibility, strength, all of those kinds of things. Just overall being in good health makes a huge difference, and they have shown a direct link between people who are physically active and lower risks of dementia. Okay, another big thing that was brought up over and over again in every single study was the importance of challenging your brain. So learning new things, expanding your brain, doing things that you've never done before, everything from doing, like I do Wordle every day, I do the spelling bee every day, you can do crossword puzzles, Sudoku, those sorts of things, but also expanding your brain and learning about new cultures, new ideas, maybe learning a new language. Anything that gets you out of what you've always believed or what you've always thought helps ignite the health of your brain and keeps your brain growing and not getting stagnant. I think sometimes as we get older, we kind of get like, well, I'm too old to learn new things. I'm too old to, to learn a new skill, to learn a new craft. But actually, this is the best time of your life to do that. You might have some extra time. You might have some interest or things that maybe you loved when you were young and you want to pick back up. For me, I'm starting to sing again. I'm starting to get really excited again about music. That was such a big part of my life for so long. When I was in theater, I was a professional singer for a long time, but I have not really worked on my singing for a lot of years, and I'm starting to do that more. I'm starting to really study it more to make space for that. And all of that is contributing to my brain health. The other thing that goes along with that is relationships and community. They find that people that have a really strong community around them have much less incidence of all kinds of dementia. So if you're not already investing in relationships, whether that's your family, your friends, your church, your synagogue, your mosque, your community, whatever it is, wherever you find yourself, maybe it's the local library, maybe it's the local coffee shop, but just developing relationships and putting yourself out there a little bit to start to nurture those relationships. People who have lots of strong community around them and are not isolated tend to have lower incidence of dementia. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is stress and lifestyle. And again, I know most of you watching are in that sandwich generation. A lot of you are still caring for kids in your home, and you have aging parents, and maybe you have a spouse that you're taking care of, you have a job you're trying to do. Your stress is a lot, but a lot of stress means a lot of brain health compromise, if you will. When we are stressed out, and it's not all stress is bad, stress is part of life, but if your stress is out of control, your If your stress and anxiety are out of control, you want to be talking to your medical doctor. Having excess stress and anxiety can really contribute to dementia later in life. And of course, it contributes to poor eating habits. It contributes to lack of good sleep. So all of these things kind of tie together, and you want to make sure that you're keeping your stress as managed as you can. If you are white knuckling it through every day, and I speak about this from experience because this is something I did for years before I left my job and I came and started this YouTube channel, it can feel like you have no choice, because how are you going to step back and take a break to kind of figure out what you could do better? And I'm telling you, you are the CEO of your own life, and nobody is more important than you, and nothing is more important than your physical and your brain health. So take one step. Don't feel like you have to overhaul everything, but what's one thing that you could do differently to lower your stress and anxiety? So maybe it's taking a walk outside. Wow, that's a win-win, because now we're doing something for our physical health and we're also lowering our stress, and all of that is contributing to our brain health. So that's a very big deal. I want to make sure that I know I'm doing everything I can to protect my brain health and make sure that my brain holds out as long as my body. Thanks again to Ritual for sponsoring today. Don't forget to check the description box and use that code GemTheForge25 for 25% off your first order. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. I hope you're having a happy life and a happy brain, and I'll see you next time. Bye.